making our own. Baby, you are mine. You know I'm yours. Now and nevermore. From it on till the day I'm gone. You know that I would never do you wrong. My heart is yours now and nevermore. Yeah. You got me spinning, you got me feeling, twisting and turning. You lit a fire, no, it just keeps burning. You're gone for a minute, babe, my soul is yearning. My heart is aching, I love the way it's hurting.
Brought to you by Thule, this is You Inspire Us, inspiring stories on bike. I'm Eliot Jackson, a bike ambassador for Thule, and we're recording live today from CRANKWORX. It's Saturday at Infield, which means that it's Slopestyle Day, and I think all of us are super excited to see if Emil Johansson can break Brandon Simonek's record to become the most winning slopestyle rider in history. We're going to be bringing you some of the shows and things like that from these events because we really want you at home to feel the vibe that we have here when we do these events because it's super special. I'm really excited to bring you our guest today, Tomomi Nishikubo. You are one of the greatest trials riders from Japan. You're two-time national Japanese trials champion, and I feel like you've created some of the most famous bike videos of all time with millions of views. Welcome to You Inspire Us.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here. And also, this is the first time to watch CRANKWORX. So I'm super stoked. Thank you so much.
So I think for me, I don't typically think of trials as the first discipline you discover as a bike rider.
Yes.
How did you discover trials riding?
Oh, it's a good question because actually I started my career with motocross bike. It's not a trials bike.
And how did was that your dad who introduced you?
Yes, actually my father used to ride a motocross bike as an amateur racer. So I started riding motocross bike when I was 4 or 3, around that. And I always rode my motocross bike with my father and with my old brother around my house. And yeah, this is a start.
And so how did you go from the motocross bike to then the pedal bike?
Yes, because, you know, I could ride my motocross bike only for weekend.
Yeah.
Because my father is off. So I really wanted to ride motocross bike every day, but I couldn't. So I started riding my mountain bike, but it was just a Walmart bike.
Yeah.
You know? So I started riding my mountain bike, but I always broke my bike because it's not enough for mountain bike riding.
Were you like building jumps and things?
Yes, I always bring my shovel
Yeah.
in the mountain, and I dig so much, and I also love digging.
Yeah.
So I always bring my shovel and my helmet. It was a helmet for motocross.
Yeah.
So it's too big.
Yeah, sure.
It was too big, but yeah, I have only helmet. So yeah.
I always laugh like when you look back at pictures of yourself and you're like, man, like, why didn't somebody just tell me that I look like that? They could have like saved me.
Yeah. So yes. So I started riding my mountain bike when I was 6 or 5, and I was getting into the mountain biking. And when I was 12 or 11, yeah, I I always break my mountain bike. So my father said that if you want to continue mountain biking, I'm gonna buy a proper bike. So I said yes, please. And finally, I got a pure proper trials bike when I was 12, and I started riding a trials bike.
Is that like in Japan? Is there a culture of trials? Like, because I think in the U.S., like for us, we had kind of flatland BMX,
Yeah.
but none of my friends, like nobody I knew, rode trials.
Oh, do you have no trials friends?
No trials. Yeah, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Actually, I know there are few riders in USA.
Yeah.
Yeah, trials rider in USA. And in Japan, it's also popular than BMX or but yeah, we have some culture right now, and fortunately, we had some trials friends around my house.
Yeah.
So I started with him, and
We might. Okay.
it's not my car. It's not my car.
you got somebody coming to pick you up.
No.
And so can you explain trials to me? Like, I know you've talked about the difference between street trials and kind of
Okay.
like pure trials.
Mhm.
And I guess what you typically do now is street.
Street,
But you
right?
started with pure trials.
Yes.
And so what is maybe just give us a little overview
Okay,
of like
okay. I'm gonna introduce very simple. Pure is in the woods, and street is in the street.
Okay,
That's
I
it.
understand that.
But we have a race for pure trials, but we have no race for street trials. So I started trials as a pure. So I used to compete the race and also in the woods. So there is some course like downhill,
Yeah.
but it's different from downhill. We don't compete about the time.
Right. Because it's like how many times you put your foot down or
Exactly. So there is some rocks in the coast, like smaller one and bigger one and huge one.
Yeah.
And when I started my riding, I was 12, so I was in the middle class. So I should ride the middle rocks. But when I was 18, I was highest class called elite class.
Okay.
So I had to climb up the huge rocks, and sometimes we had a downhill. So yeah, it's really different.
And were you training? And so I guess that was when you were 18. Was that when you won the national championship?
I won when I was 21.
Yeah.
Or 22. Yeah, around that.
And so how, I guess, serious were you? Like, were you in the gym, like working out? Did you want to be world champion? Was that kind of your dream?
Yeah. The interesting is I never done such a weight training or running or something like that.
You're just riding your bike. I would think it would make a big difference though. Like it seems like you need, like I can't, the things that you bunny hop over, like I can't do that. Like I can't go that high.
Yeah, the reason why I can do that is if I have a time for free, so I always riding my bike. I always spend the time on my bike.
Right.
I think this is the best way to improve myself and my skills. But I know, weight training is really good. Very
You're
good.
like, I've heard it all before.
Yes, but I'm a lazy boy.
And so at what point did you say, I'm kind of done competing? Like, did you kind of, and I guess what was it that made you?
Yeah. I won Japanese national championships 2 times, and after that, no. Before I won the national championships, I started YouTube
Hmm.
at the same time to compete the race. And you know, actually, I used to study architecture in my university,
Yeah.
and architecture is very fun, and I love design, and I love making some I don't know what to say, but I mean, I love kind of
Like,
creating.
right.
Yes, I love creating something. So filmmaking is really good for me,
Yeah.
for my personality.
Yeah.
So
I think that that's interesting that you say that you have, it felt like a bunch of things came together all at one time where you had spent time like studying architecture, developed probably like a love for like, it's funny because when I think of you going through the city, like, do you see architecture? And you're just
Oh yes.
And it's like, not only is
Exactly.
it beautiful, but it's like beautiful to ride.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Actually, I used to want to be a professional architect. I don't know what to say, but
Yeah.
But but actually, when I started my riding, there were no professional athletes in Japan, no professional mountain biker.
Sure.
So
What made you think that that was something that you could do, or is that why you went and did YouTube?
It was around 20 or 21 when I studied in university, and this time at this moment I already started YouTube, and Danny McCaskill.
Yeah. Was he a big influence?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. He inspired me so much, and I started to thinking about how can I be a professional rider, and Danny McCaskill did some crazy project with some sponsors.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so I need to get some sponsor to be a professional. And he also make some crazy video.
Yeah.
So okay, I can do that because I have a GoPro and I have a computer.
I have a GoPro and a computer too. I mean, so I think that that's interesting to talk about the filmmaking side, and I feel like I'm getting a little bit better of a picture because you've talked about how you have like a notepad of ideas, and so you want to become a professional athlete. You have a GoPro. You see kind of Danny McCaskill.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts kind of creating your first video?
It's very good question because it depends. But talking about my project called Ride to Survive. Ride to Survive is kind of a survival video with bike.
Yeah.
And actually, how I made this video is I always talk about the project with my friends, with my family,
Yeah.
and I'm like, hey, do you have some good ideas for video or something like that? And we always do some brainstorming.
Yeah.
And my friends said, oh, how about that? In the corona situation,
Yeah.
survival is very
Sure.
getting popular.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So how about this project?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, wow, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So I started some sketch
Yeah.
on my notebook for some world first trick. You
And
know,
did you, because so the world first was the slackline front flip.
exactly, exactly.
How there's two things that I thought were really interesting in that video: the slackline front flip and the fishing with the back wheel.
No way.
So
yes, I did it.
world first, both world first.
World first.
So, but I think it's crazy because like, did you say like, oh, I wanted to do a world first trick? Like that is one of the goals of the video.
Yes, it's always the most difficult point
Yeah.
to create some video. But it depends. But when I skate the bike fishing,
Wait, so like paint a picture of like what happened because you're like sitting there on the side of a cliff.
I don't remember, but
because in the video you're like doing a nose manual and you have a fishing line hooked up to your back wheel, and you were saying you actually caught a fish.
Yeah, no. Actually, I caught a fish by just a fish.
Yeah.
Actually, I got it by myself.
Okay.
Before I did that.
Okay.
Because I need a fresh fish. Yeah. But talking about the world first trick, I'm always thinking about some new thing.
Yeah.
Some interesting.
Yeah.
So when I drive my car or cruising around city or taking a bath, I always thinking about the new trick and new story. And I don't know why I can create so many world first things.
Yeah.
But I just can't say I always thinking about that. Yeah.
How do you kind of balance like the storytelling aspect, because like all of the videos that you created have this really strong narrative with being impressive? Do you think that one is better than the other? Or are you trying to do them equally?
For me, it's equal.
Yeah,
but sometimes I feel like make a very pure riding video as every riders makes.
Yeah.
But if I spend the same time to create a video, I want to get more views. I want to give more entertainment to people. So I always try to put some story or some interesting thing to get to watch from normal people. I mean, not from riders.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting because I feel like a lot of people, when they talk about creating videos, there's a bit of a disconnect between it being about the riding and about entertainment. Do you feel like pressure? Like when you, especially because your first couple of videos did really well, right? Like, kind of went viral. And so from that point on, you say, I have to top it. I have to get more views. I have to do more tricks, bigger tricks, take more risk.
But actually, sometimes I have to take a risk. And also I had some bad crash last year.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't feel like you kind of feel in that way.
It's like very normal for
Yeah.
me because when I started riding a motocross bike,
Yeah.
it was really, really dangerous
Uh-huh.
for me, but I enjoyed some risk,
Yeah,
you
sure.
know. So I'm still enjoy some taking a risk. I mean, yeah, I love challenging. I love challenge. So it's normal.
Yeah.
It's normal. Sometimes went wrong, and sometimes get injured,
Mhm.
but it's my life.
Yeah. And so I guess like to just touch on one more piece about the content.
Uh-huh.
What do you feel like makes excellent content?
Excellent content.
Right, like when you're watching a video, like what ingredients go into saying like this is a really world-class video?
Sorry.
Like this is like a really world-class video.
Yeah.
I wonder if we should Hey Saga. Oh, I guess we can't stop because okay, never mind.
No worries.
Yeah, so like when you're watching a video,
Yeah.
what do you feel like is like world class? Like you're like you watch a Daniel Castle video or you watch a video that even if it's not riding, you're like it has like A, B, and C, which is what makes an amazing video.
Of course, I'm really inspired by Danny Macascio and some rebel riders like Fabio.
Yeah.
But I also love pure riding video
Yeah.
like Brandon Semnak
Yeah.
or Kate,
Yeah.
something like that. So sorry, what is
No, that's
your question?
perfect.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. No, it's just like I think because you have such an eye, it's always interesting for me to say like because you're so good, who do you look up to, right?
Yes.
Like I think it's interesting when you have somebody that is at the forefront of creation or an athlete and who are their heroes kind of thing.
One of my heroes is Brandon Semnak.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
he is like an incredible rider. And I see the parallels I think with both of those, like incredible riders as you are and also like great storytellers.
Yeah.
I wanted to maybe go back a little bit, like where you talked about the architecture. Where has been your favorite place to ride? Like where has the best?
It's a really difficult question. Before I came here, I went to Los Angeles and Grand Canyon. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Unreal for me. It's like a video game.
Yeah.
Yes. It was the first time to go to America.
Yeah.
And there were so many good spots for my biking. Los Angeles has so many good spots in the street, and Grand Canyon has so many rocks and good trails. So I guess the Earth is the best.
You ride anything and everything. I guess so. You went to an island. You went to a like a athletics track.
But especially, I love Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Because I gotta no kick out,
Right.
no security.
I feel like they're used to it, like with all the skateboarders and BMXers. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about your family. You just had a new baby girl, Emma.
Yes.
How has it been being a dad?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I can't tell how I feel, but yeah, I'm really happy to see my daughter growing and getting used to the world. I mean, she started to speak something to me she always look me and say something.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And also, I've been to Los Angeles with my family,
Yeah.
and my wife was always filming with my daughter like that.
Does she help you a lot?
Yes.
Your wife, Mai, like
she's
does
the
she-
best filmer for me. She always filming me.
I was laughing. There's a photo of you at your wedding, I think, where you're bunny hopping, and then you recreated it like with when your daughter was born, or maybe when Mai was pregnant. It was like-
no, she was pregnant.
Okay.
Yes.
Who came up with that idea? was that you or her?
Yes, actually, before I make this video, actually I plan to make some video game project,
Okay.
but Fabio Wimmer released the video game
Yeah.
project right before I released.
Oh, really?
So I was like, oh my gosh. but it was really good opportunity to make something different.
Yeah.
So I tried to another story to release this project, and when I filming this project, my wife was pregnant, so I was like, okay, let's make some story with my wife.
Yeah.
It was the only one time opportunity
Right.
to make a pregnant wife
Yeah.
to make this video. So I started filming another story and another trick, and finally I made it.
It's such a
Yeah,
funny, good photo.
But-
like,
actually during the shooting I got injured in my shoulder, so I had to stop filming, and I started rehab my shoulder. So it took 6 months to back on my bike.
yeah, wow,
So it has crazy story.
that's so wild. How do you? I feel like you, even though you had like a lot of YouTube views, I feel like in the last couple of years you've become like this superstar, like riding for Red Bull and Thule and Canyon. How has that felt, and how has that kind of fit in with your family? Like, what is the key?
It's amazing because I never imagined that I can be a professional rider when I started riding when I was 12.
Yeah,
So it was like a dream
Yeah.
to work with such great sponsors and to be here. It still feel like a dream.
yeah.
I'm living in the dream.
I feel you. Preaching to the choir.
Yes. But also, I really want to be a more great athlete.
Yeah,
Yes, because last year I couldn't push my limit because of my injury. So I wanna push more limit this year. So I plan to make some crazy video this year.
Can you give us a sneak peek, or?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Okay, so I have a couple of bonus questions for you.
All right.
Do you remember your earliest memory on a bike?
Oh yes. I remember so much. The most good memory is when I started riding pure trials when I was 12, and I competed some local race in my home country, and I think I competed as a middle class, and I won. It was it was unreal moment.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable moment for me. So this is the best memory for
Yeah.
me. It was the first win.
Yeah.
Yes. for
Oh,
me.
that's amazing.
Yes.
The first win is like, there's nothing else like it. There can't be
Yes.
anything else like it.
Exactly.
Okay, when you first started riding bikes, what did you think was impossible then that you think is easy now?
Sorry.
Like when you first started riding bikes, like what
Yeah.
felt like impossible,
Yeah.
but now you can do easy?
Yeah. Just try and try, and sometimes I change the way
Yeah.
to do trick. I mean, sometimes I tried wrong way, so I stopped riding and I start thinking about how can I get this trick with another way. I mean, the brainstorming is really important
Yeah.
for riding.
Yeah.
So you should do riding. You should thinking about. You should use your head
Yeah.
when you're riding.
Totally.
Yes. So this is the reason
Yeah.
why I did it.
And then is there one thing that you want to do for yourself this year?
You mean next project?
Yeah, like what is something that you say like, oh, this is something that would make me happy and I want to try to do this, whether it's a project or something you thought about for a while.
Yeah. Of course, I want to make some crazy video, but at the same time, I want to help someone who wants to be a professional rider, because mountain bike scene in Japan is getting growing right now. So there's so many good young riders in Japan. So I really want to help them to be a professional like me or Fabio. And yeah, actually I studied it with my company. Yeah. So I manage some young riders and I help to create some new project, and sometimes I'm gonna be a producer
No
of
way.
them. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
So it's my pleasure
Yeah.
to help someone.
Yeah, what a full circle
Yes.
moment.
Yes.
That is wild.
Yes.
Okay, so our traditional closing question is
Yeah.
who inspires you, Tomomi?
This is the most difficult question because I have so many, but my father makes everything, because I started my riding with my father, always riding with my father. So he's a god.
I feel the same way. That's a great answer. Well, Tomomi, thank you so much for joining us. This has been such a pleasure. Like, it's amazing.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna go enjoy some slopestyle.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
I can feel your love right to the bone. I take your heart, make it my own. Baby, you are mine. You know I'm yours. Now and nevermore. From it on till the day I'm gone. You know that I would never do you wrong. My heart is yours, now and nevermore. Yeah, you got me singing you got me really twisting and turning. You lit a fire, no, it just keeps burning. You're gone for a minute, babe, my soul is yearning. My heart is aching, a little way it's hurting.